All right, we're back. Another season, pro football show, Chevy Silverado, Chicago. Couldn't be more excited to be back.
Yeah, Will, how are you feeling?
Boys, girl, this season is going to be awesome. But who is this jabroni?
That's the mystery guest. Different host every single week.
I love that idea. Let's go!
Welcome to the Pro Football Show presented by the Chevy Silverado, Week 14 of the NFL season. Kyle Long is back with us. Yay. By the way, he was like walking around about like 15, 20 minutes ago wondering where everybody was. He was like, why is the show not starting? Where are the vibes?
Linebackers, D-line.
I feel like something's up. Did you miss a meeting?
Yeah, he's like, where's Jerry? I'm like, I think Jerry's upstairs brushing his teeth still.
Yeah.
Dan, it's quite a scene around this office today.
It's crazy right now. We have the guys in the 24-hour stream. I have a bone to pick, though. Not with anyone on this panel.
Pinning me for a
I
second.
know, it was coming this direction.
I happened to see a YouTube comment the other day, and someone said, I can't remember exactly what it was, but it was like, I love when I'm on the opposite side of Big Cat's pick because I know I'm going to win. I'm 185. I'm 185. So I don't know what the fuck people are talking about. I'm 185 picking every game this year.
That's quite a record already.
180.
Suck it, okay? Like that's.
180.
I don't know what you want me to do. 185. You pick every game. You can't pick every game and go 185.
185 and 8. Yeah, Will, you're 99, 87.
I
Not
know.
bad.
When I was looking.
You had a sick week last week.
No, when I was looking, I was like,
10
man,
and 3.
99 just looks a little different on paper than.
100. I hit 100.
But you both had good weeks last week.
Yeah.
Yes.
Taylor did fine, I guess.
When I was
Kyle
doing-
has to pick up for Taylor.
Yeah.
He and Taylor are doing all right, though, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got to the end of Sunday and I texted Don and said, hey, did I go 10 and am I 10 and 2 right now?
Yeah.
He's like, yes, bro.
You're welcome for the Panthers pick.
Thank you for
Yes.
the Panthers pick.
Yes.
There's usually a couple you throw my way.
Yeah.
Usually a couple you throw my way.
Jerry, how you doing back there?
Good, really good, really
got-
good.
Titans.
I know.
Little step stool for me. My legs they're dangling all show, it looks stupid, so. Got
Now he's
something-
got a step stool.
Yeah, got
Hey,
something.
and the Steelers, Cardinals.
This guy doesn't know shit about the Steelers. Every time he says something about the Steelers, it's wrong.
It's a coaching problem, culture
Okay.
problem in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
I think intuitively he knows. You probably can't shit on them every week.
What? Oh,
That they, that they
I
kinda-
know.
Yeah.
They're my friends. What do you want me to do?
Yeah, they're your friends.
There have been a couple weeks
We
where
break
he's been
bread,
out
we go
on
to
him.
dinner together. I can't.
Yeah.
You know what I
You've
mean?
been out on him before now.
Yeah, I'm out, but I'm back in all the way.
But he lives in the space to where he's out when they lose, right?
When it's convenient for him.
Yeah, but when he's coming off a win, they're actually looking at a tough game where it's like, hey, how do you see them for who they really are? He doesn't necessarily.
Jerry is the guy that you guys probably hated when you were playing because when you're winning, it's we, and when you're losing, it's they.
Yeah.
It's the opposite of what you're talking
Yeah. They stink, and then when they win, it's like,
I'm
we're
repping
awesome.
still. I
Well,
always rep.
so this show is airing after Thursday Night Football, but what's going to happen with you guys on tonight's game?
Oh, you're gonna smash the Patriots. Smash them.
This is why you
about.
gotta,
Trubisky going to show out.
Whack
you
'em.
gotta take the Patriots.
Where's that from? You know that? Whack 'em.
Whack 'em.
You know what that's from?
Hit me with it.
Lone Survivor.
Lone
Oh,
Survivor.
that's a good
Whack 'em. You ever see that clip? Nobody's seen that movie?
I've seen that movie. I don't know which.
There was so much going on in that movie, I failed to.
When they were going up,
I'm surprised you remember.
I wouldn't say it's a quotable movie per se.
There was so much to remember.
when they were going up on the hill and the Taliban with the goats were up there and they didn't know what to do with them and the one guy was like, schwack 'em.
I don't remember that
Blonde
part.
dude, right?
Yes,
yes,
yes.
the crazy one.
Yeah, crazy.
The one they should have listened to.
Yes, exactly. They never listened to him.
Kill him.
You never know where the show's going to go. I did not expect to be breaking down Lone Survivor, but here we are. Let's get into
Talk Taliban.
leave it up to Jerry on a Wednesday morning or Thursday morning to talk about the Taliban. The storyline games of the week presented by the Chevy Silverado. Dan, I'll start with you. The Rams and the Ravens. The Ravens favored right now by 7. The Rams last week get a big win over the Browns. The Ravens with a bye week, but Lamar playing like Lamar. I know that Jerry hates Lamar, but I think you guys are okay on Lamar Jackson, right?
Yeah, no, the Ravens are my Super Bowl pick.
Yes.
Preseason. This is a very tough game. To quote my good friend Will Compton, there are competing things going on here. I think the Rams have been playing a little bit above where they are, and then you have the Ravens off a bye week, well rested, best effort, that type of thing. The Ravens also looking around. Chiefs catch a loss, Jaguars catch a loss. They're like, hey, if we can handle business here, we have a game coming up against the Dolphins. We get the 1 seed, which means everything for the AFC playoffs. So my initial thought was go with the Ravens. The reason why I'm going to take the Rams here is Kyron Williams has been awesome. He was injured for a month. Sean McVay's entire offense, you need the running back, and he's kind of filling that Todd Gurley role where it's like they're able to run the ball again, play action with Matthew Stafford, a bunch of crossers. Everything's working for the Rams offense. But more than anything, it's no Mark Andrews. So I went back and looked because I was like, I thought Mark Andrews missed more games than he has. He actually hasn't missed that many games. So the 4 games that Mark Andrews has missed where Lamar Jackson has played in the last couple of years, Lamar has thrown for 107 yards, 130 yards, 169 yards, 177 yards. Wow. Mark Andrews is very important for this offense.
Research.
Now, they do have a lot more offensive firepower on the outside than they did the last couple of years. So you can say that. Like, look, Mark Andrews, when you take out Mark Andrews and you don't have wide receivers, then it's a real big problem. They have wide receivers now, but I think he just makes a lot of that stuff work. So I'm going to take the Rams +7.
Kyle?
I think it's an opportunity for Lamar to disprove what you're talking about.
That's true. It could be that.
This is the best we're going to see Lamar Jackson, this offense, look with Todd Monken and all these new weapons. And to your point, yeah, Mark Andrews is the safety net, but you look at the young receivers there, and these guys are in a perpetual state of being chased by DBs who are not as quick as them. So they can beat man, they can beat zone. And with Lamar's legs, it's just too much. It presents way too much for that Los Angeles defense. But to your point about Los Angeles, Matt Stafford looks great. He found the fountain of youth. His feet, his arm looks healthy. McVay is one of the best coaches in the league, so you can never count them out. 7's a lot of points here.
That's the thing but the concern I have, because I do think that, like, on paper, the Rams should be able to stay in this game. But you look at the Ravens, some of their home games, they absolutely smush the Seahawks, absolutely smush the Lions. Like, they have that ability.
And they can keep the ball away from the Rams, and the Rams' strength is score points, get it to our receivers. But, I mean, if Lamar and this offense can control the pace of the game, it could get ugly.
Yeah, I don't love this pick, but I'm going Rams.
Will?
I like the Rams. I like the Rams because when you look at the Ravens, usually their offense slows down later in the year because they start to get figured out a little bit more. If you go all the way back to 2021, they were 8-3 going into December. They lose their last 6. They had 3 of their 7 losses last year late in the year. And going on the flip side with the Rams, I think 7's a lot of points. I think Ravens still squeak this one out, but the Rams keep it close. The Rams started off 3-6. They've won 3 in a row. And Kyle, you know, like when you're playing for something in December, there's a lot of momentum and a lot of motivation.
And you get the wheels rolling like that.
Right. Everyone comes in excited. I think it sucks that Puka, he has an AC joint going on with the shoulder. But I like the momentum from the Rams. You were talking about earlier, the juice from Stafford. He still kind of has that rhythm.
He's got to be a top 3 natural thrower of the football.
Yeah,
Like,
it's incredible.
That's great.
His arm is incredible.
And I think they're going to feel good going into Baltimore. They know that they are the underdogs no matter where they go, so I don't think travel's going to kill them. I'm going to go Rams +7.
This is a Ravens defense game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see that.
It's a bully ball
I could see that.
Jerry, that one's for you.
This is where your Lamar Jackson stuff usually starts to pop
Yeah,
up.
this is where. Well, how are you feeling about Lamar Jackson right now? I know how you emotionally feel, but realistically,
I just don't think he's going to win when it matters. I think he's going to get to the playoffs, get a 1 or 2 seed, and then he's just going to lose in the playoffs. That's just my opinion. That's just what he's shown me in the past and what he's going to do.
He's got to prove it before you think differently.
Exactly.
That's fair.
I think he's having a great year. He's a great quarterback, but
he's got to win when it matters.
he's got to win a playoff game. He's got to win when it matters.
Are you taking the Rams?
This week, yes.
Yeah, taking the Rams. Okay. Let's go to the Bills and.
God, I look white in this shirt. What do we do? Can we just filter a little bit?
You're
TV
almost
lighting is tough.
No, we got the gray. I'm sitting here
pinkish hue.
TV lighting is tough.
immediately uncomfortable.
Bills Chiefs.
Bill's cheap.
Yes, Bills Chiefs. Yeah. Okay, Kyle. I'll let Will kind of get it together over here. The Chiefs favored by 1.5 right now. Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes. The Chiefs losing to Green Bay, I think, surprised a lot of people. Not everybody, but did surprise a lot of people. How are you feeling about this game?
I'm going to talk about this game without talking about the offense first. I'm going to talk about the defense.
Okay.
I like this. 'Cause I
Obviously-
had similar thoughts.
Obviously, the Kansas City Chiefs have been a great defense this year. They've kept guys to under 25 every single game until they went and played Jordan Love on the road. Now, Green Bay, they're not used to losing, so you get an opportunity to win some games. Your quarterback plays well. That's a raucous place to play in front of. Chiefs go and they drop that one. I think Joe Brady and Josh Allen take advantage of the holes they see in the coverage. They've been electric the last 2 times we've seen them out with their offensive game plan, albeit in a loss. I mean, Josh Allen still got it. You can't write that guy off. And anytime the Chiefs and the Bills play, you know it's going to be an awesome game. I think it comes down to turnovers. I am going to be taking the Bills in this one. Bills plus 1.5, but I do think Josh Allen throws one to the other guys, but they're not able to take advantage because the Chiefs just don't have that explosive scoring ability as they're used to having.
Yeah.
Particularly in the red zone.
Yeah.
You saw them have that red zone opportunity on the 2-point conversion last game, and it was an ugly play call, and even Travis Kelce's going like this.
It's a fact that Travis Kelce, he's a Hall of Famer, but he has lost a little step. Like, I don't, and that's not like, I'm not trying to knock him.
It happens to all of them.
It happens to everyone, and it's like he's played at such an elite level for so many years, and he's still very, very good, but that little step matters a lot when you don't have wide receivers on the outside who defenses have to key on.
And
he
Pat's
can't
getting hit
right
early in the game.
This game, though, comes down to some injuries for the Chiefs that you have to watch. So this goes to you, Will, and you can speak to this better. Something big happened against the Packers. Drew Tranquill goes out with a concussion. He's got the green dot because Nick Bolton had a wrist injury. He's been out for a month. He actually started practicing. He might play this week. But both those guys in a Steve Spagnuolo defense are so important for what they want to do, aggressive defense where they're making the calls on the field. And you could see the drop-off in that Chiefs defense when Tranquill goes out. I don't know if either of them are going to play. If neither of them play, I think it's the Bills, and they might win convincingly. But either way, I'm going to take the Bills just because the Bills can play. I think the Bills are going to try to play in a shootout here. I don't think the Chiefs can match them offensively.
No, you're right. Like when you have Bolton out there and he's running the green dot and say he goes down and then get shuffled over to Tranquill, you know you have a competent backup linebacker to go in and kind of call the shots, play the same defense, talk the same scheme throughout the week. When both of those guys are out, you're now seeing who can rock the green dot
It's
at practice.
Willie Gay.
Yeah, 2 guys might be doing it to see who can command the huddle. You start kind of questioning, should we keep it a little bit more vanilla so we can get guys lined up? But you're right, like that is a great point to look to. And then also talking about the Chiefs offense, when they had an opportunity early in the fourth quarter, when they forced a turnover or a punt, but they couldn't capitalize on it. I do think that they are struggling in that area. Yeah. And the Bills' backs are against the wall. You saw last week, like, Packers had a lot of success. Jordan Love, by the way, I mean, he's really been showing up.
It's a problem.
And they're getting creative on the edge to get the ball on the edge because you can't necessarily run right at the Chiefs, but also they're getting under center with play action and everything else. The Bills started to go under center and incorporate more play action and the running game.
Yep.
So that's why I like the Bills too.
I also, this happens to Andy Reid offenses sometimes, as it was a story with the Eagles. He is so committed to the pass, and he loves to pass. I actually think the Chiefs would be better off if they tried to run more. I don't think Andy Reid ever will do that. But if they tried to run more, it could take a lot of pressure off these wide receivers that are forced to make plays. And the Chiefs, it feels like the Chiefs keep getting in these long down and distance where you're expecting
playing
Patrick
from
Mahomes,
behind all the time.
Yeah, Patrick Mahomes to be a superhero, and he is a superhero. But to expect him to do that over and over and over again, when the Bills should be able to move the ball easier, it's Bills.
Dude, Pacheco totes the rock, bro.
I know.
You made a great
but this is
point.
what they do. They don't run the ball. If you were the Chiefs, just run the ball.
You made a great point about the Bills on offense, getting under center, running that heavy play action. When you have those backup linebackers in there, what's the rule? If we're in gun, you're going to read it out. If we're under center, you're going to be hitting that A-gap harder, right?
Yeah, you'll be stepping up to the line of scrimmage.
So what is that going to do to the defense? It's going to open up that middle of the field for Josh Allen, those receivers, to work that mesh concept.
Yo, shit drops.
P.A. Reed stuff.
Dalton Kincaid, yeah.
It's tough. So you put a backup linebacker in that tough position, and you got to go make plays.
So you guys are all taking Buffalo, but we do know that Patrick Mahomes in his career has a lot of success in December. I think on here it says he's only lost 5 games in this month. He plays fantastic. When you talk about when it starts to matter, we know how successful he's been. Do you have any concern about him more so than you have the last few years?
It's not concerned about him.
No.
It's concerned about his weapons.
Right.
Around him,
I mean, Rashee Rice is kind of the only guy he feels like he trusts right now. And I still wouldn't bet against Patrick Mahomes in January because I think they will figure it out. But right now, it just doesn't work.
He's taken too many hits, too.
Yeah.
We've seen a Patrick Mahomes-led team with all the weapons. They had Tyreek Hill. They had Travis Kelce. They had all those guys, and they went and they got beat because Pat couldn't run. He couldn't extend plays with his legs, and that's such a big part of what he does.
And it's weird because it's actually both the quarterbacks in this game are kind of stuck in the same spot for different reasons. Patrick Mahomes because he doesn't have the outside weapons, and Josh Allen because the defense, had a ton of injuries and isn't playing the best, although they've played a little bit better. But both of them know going into a game they kind of have to be perfect. And so having that pressure of there's no margin for error here. We have to be able to be perfect and not turn the ball over. It's a lot of pressure, especially in a game like this.
Yeah, Chiefs are thinking stop the bleeding. Bills are like, hey,
we have to win.
This is it.
They have a tough schedule too.
Yes.
And the Bills got in the bye week. They won the bye week because Trevor Lawrence goes down. Jaguars take a loss. The Steelers, Kenny goes down, they take a loss. Some of these teams in front of them have tripped up a little. The Broncos take a loss.
Crawling to the finish line.
This is the Bills. If the Bills can get in the dance,
don't let those guys get hot.
I'm telling you, they are the team that no one wants to see in the playoffs.
First time they panned to the booth and I saw Joe Brady, what he looked like for the first time, and he had a gold chain and a fade. I was like, you're all in big.
You're good. You're good.
You're bought in. Huh? The chain did it for you.
Yeah.
Let's go to the game of the week presented by the Chevy Silverado. Before we get to the Eagles and the Cowboys, we're going to run Lucas Edits presented by Jersey Jerry.
Lucas isn't a boy, he's like a man. I thought he was like a child. But
How old is Lucas?
probably like 20 something.
I think he's like 22.
You thought he was like a,
you thought
like
he
a,
was like
a
I thought
kid?
it was like one of his kid friends.
Oh, I thought 20s.
Jerry has
I thought-
kid friends?
I was like, damn. was
I
it
got
like
some kid
40?
friends on Call of
Warzone
Duty.
buddies.
Bully Ravioli, one of his one of my guys.
Welcome back to the Pro Football Show, Week 14. Lucas Edits, presented by yours truly, Jersey Jerry. First quarter, time running out. Jalen Hurts, shotgun formation, back to throw. Spin-a-Rooney, pass is incomplete. The Eagles settle for a field goal. 3-0 Eagles after one. Second quarter now. Cowboys have still yet to get the ball in two quarters.
What?
Jalen Hurts, all the way down the field, airmails it in the back of the end zone. They have to settle for another field goal. 6-0 after two quarters. The Eagles lead. Halftime is over with. Dak Prescott down the field. Wide open. CeeDee Lamb, touchdown. No, short of the goal line. And this is turned into a field goal. No, it's not a field goal game. Tony Pollard finally, after 60...
6 semanas finalmente logran un touchdown. Dallas toma la delantera, 7-6. Jalen Hurts retrocede para pasar. Touchdown. La conversión de 2 puntos de Dallas Goedert es buena. No se mostró, pero es buena. Los Cowboys vuelven al campo. El gol de...
Jalen Hurts, fourth quarter, 2 minutes left. Shotgun.
4-point game here.
Over the middle. Got it. Good. First down. The game's over.
No one. I don't even know what happened. Game of the week.
Management sucks.
Yeah, fuck, that's terrible there.
I can now, watching that, knowing, Kyle, that you thought that Lucas was one of Jerry's kid friends. I can see how you could.
Like I thought it was a little kid. That he was like, Jerry, can you put my highlights on the show?
He's just a grown man.
I thought we were doing something nice for a kid. I followed Lucas though. He's like 22. It's kind of creepy now.
Yeah. He's a weird one.
Well,
I like him though. He's a weird one.
He has a man bun, right?
Yeah. He's he's
You
perfect
know what?
for Barstool.
Nothing wrong with a man bun. I didn't picture Lucas with a man bun. That threw me off a little bit. Okay, well, the Eagles and the Cowboys. Obviously, the Eagles beat the Cowboys in Week 9, just about a month ago, 28-23. The Cowboys, we talked about it on this show a lot, that they're kind of in a really good spot right now. They go out and they beat Seattle last week, but not a lot of people are talking about them one way or the other. Do you think that's going to change after this game?
Yeah, I'm back. I'm back with the Cowboys.
Yeah?
Brought me back in after last Thursday. Because, again, the shtick with them this year and years past is they're front runners. They don't know how to get hit in the mouth. I think that they had some adversity last Thursday against Seattle, and they showed that they can grit out a fourth quarter win. There were still some situational moments there, like on third down when they threw the ball versus running it and making Seattle burn a timeout. But I think Dak is playing really well, and it was one of your opinions on Dak getting back in the MVP?
Oh yeah, he's very much in.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. I think that is very true, and I think the Cowboys can be for real. This is the game. This is where you finally bring home that gal that you've been flirting with. She kind of gets ran through a little bit. She gets some fakies, but you're thinking maybe she's in a place now where you can bring her home to mom and dad and marry her forever. So this is, I think, is where the Cowboys.
A milkman, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, Dan.
So
watching Kyle like
They
look
chased the
at it
wrong
like
things for a few years. It was just college. It was college. They were in their 20s.
Kyle like shaking his head while
I
you're
love
doing
it.
that. I was like, oh
They're
boy,
ready
here we
for the
go.
long-term thing.
this is a real. I mean, this game is weird because I think both of these teams are a little fraudulent defensively, and I think it's going to be a high-scoring game. The Eagles have been outgained by 100 yards in 4 of their last 5. Or no, sorry, five straight games. Outgained by 100 yards. So it feels like they've been flirting with it. They make big plays. They know how to win games. The Cowboys on the other side, I was looking at it last night. The Cowboys have given up 220 points, and I was looking deeper into it. 5 of the games they've given up 40 points total. So 5 of those 12 games have given up 40 points total. They're all against the worst offenses in the league. The Giants twice, the Patriots, the Panthers, and I can't remember, the Jets. So they when they play a good offense, the defense is not as dominant as it feels like it should be. I'm going to go with the Cowboys simply because the Eagles' offense is what scares me right now. It doesn't feel like it's flowing the way it was last year. It feels like there's something a little bit off that they have to figure out, and I trust the Cowboys' offense a little bit more in this matchup.
Kyle, we do know that the 49ers, they've been rolling, but the way that the Eagles lost to the 49ers, did that give you some pause with Philly?
Yeah, I mean, I think Dallas can come out with the same kind of mindset. It depends on which version of yourself you get off the bus in Dallas with Will. And you and I know these type of games where it's like we're either going to show up flat and we may have to come from behind and win this game and we'll have to be perfect in the second half, or we come out and execute our first 15, our defense makes a stop, and the Eagles are behind the 8 ball the entire game. Mm-hmm. And then you can get to what the Cowboys do well, and that's play offense. They play offense well, and they get after the passer. So you take a lead early if you're Dallas, and you force Philadelphia to get out of their strong suit, which they run the ball really well. Mm-hmm. Force them to throw the ball, get your rushers after Jalen Hurts, and let's find out how healthy he is.
Yeah.
Question.
That is a scary thing about. You were talking about it when
In
you
Dallas,
were going,
too?
Yeah.
it's
They don't lose at home right now.
No.
They do a good job playing offense, but in that second half with Seattle, Seattle at times were just driving and doing whatever they wanted.
Yeah.
To that Dallas
No, I think
team. So
both
this
defenses-
is a massive game
Yes.
for Dallas's defense.
Question for you guys. Mike McCarthy got an appendectomy this week, so he was in the hospital, probably missed some days of practice. Does it matter? Or is it a benefit?
Question
Kind of
number
an idiot.
1, what is an appendectomy?
It's when you get your appendix
Appendicitis.
removed.
Good
question
I would
number
say
one.
it doesn't. I would say it matters, and maybe in a good way, because we know it's like the same thing every week.
Substitute teacher comes
So
on.
now they roll in that thing and they put on the movie and the
I bet they
projector.
roll in the
Yeah.
movie.
Practice
Okay.
is fun for a day, you know.
Okay.
You chirp the guy, running the head of the meetings, doing the team meetings. Like,
Well done, John.
Yeah, coach. Okay. I like
We
that.
get it. You wanna be a head man?
It brings a unit closer together.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you still have your appendix?
I believe so.
Yeah, you would
Yes.
know if you had.
Well, I don't know. I didn't know. Like, I was hoping he would say no, and then he just didn't know that it was called an appendectomy.
Yeah. Once you said appendix, okay, appendix.
Yeah, that makes sense. Put the words together.
Yeah.
Use it in a sentence kind of thing.
Cowboys all around for everybody?
Yeah,
Like
that
the
makes me
Cowboys.
nervous.
Okay.
I think that's a good thing. We went 3-0. We were on the same.
I know.
We were on the same boat every pick.
I like the over in this game more than anything, but
And can can Philadelphia hold up on the A and B gap runs of the Dallas Cowboys when it becomes time to waste this clock out? One of my favorite football players in the National Football League is left guard Tyler Smith for the Dallas Cowboys. He's a second or third year player. He's like 23, and he just kicks people's asses. And you know what? He plays opposite the right guard Zach Martin, who's a first ballot Hall of Famer. Mm-hmm. Underappreciated offensive line, particularly on the inside there in Dallas.
And this Eagles back seven has been a problem. They haven't been able to sort that out. It feels like the teams, like even in this first matchup, I remember, the Eagles win this game, but the Cowboys, it felt like they were getting yards a lot easier than the Eagles.
I don't even know what year that guy is. He plays like a 7-year All-Pro.
Yeah, that makes me feel better. I felt like the more we were talking about it, the more nervous I was getting.
Yeah.
They're going to bully these
Look,
guys.
see, here's the thing. The only thing that scares you about this game is the Eagles have the ability to make big plays in big moments, and I don't know if the Cowboys have that. Yeah. So it's like the script here is Cowboys have to play with the lead and feel comfortable.
And the Deron Bland matchup versus DK Metcalf, I don't know if that bodes well for the A.J. Brown matchup because they're two big physical guys that are going to try to outmatch.
But CeeDee Lamb and Cooks.
But Bland
Nobody
did
on
come
that
back and
bad
make a play.
Yeah, he did.
So,
He did.
So back to finish this game out,
Sorry.
back to the Dak Prescott conversation. Dan, I know that you've said you think he's squarely back in the MVP race. He makes some
100%.
weird decisions sometimes late in games. The last time they played Philly, it was kind of like at the end, it was like, all right, Dak's going to do some things. If he wins this game, if they win this game, where do you put him in the MVP race?
I think they have to probably get the 1 seed, unfortunately. I think that's how it kind of works, or at least win the NFC East. So they have to, for Dak to win MVP, they have to win this game. If they lose this game, Dak will not be MVP. I'm pretty confident in saying that.
And a lot of doubt creeps in outside noise-wise, like in the media with Philly dropping 2 now, which leaves the room for Dak to get in that.
In
Imagine
Philly,
if Dak didn't step out and got in the end zone in the first time.
yeah, I know.
That's
And,
right.
and Philly, again, I know that I've been preaching this, but you've seen it. You saw it last week with the Niners. They have run a gauntlet. They have run an emotional gauntlet of, it was Cowboys, Chiefs, Bills,
Yeah.
Niners.
Like they have been playing some really tough teams, and every week has been this.
Is that
you
Mike
gotta
North,
elevate
the schedule guy? He's
Yeah,
just
well, it's
trying to-
coming. Yeah, I mean, I pointed out to this gauntlet before the season. I was like, if I'm going to bet the Eagles to win the Super Bowl, I'm going to wait till they go through this gauntlet. Now they did start 3-0 in it, so they kind of proved me wrong on that. But this is kind of the tail end of this, and it's a lot of emotion, a lot of big games that they've had to play.
Yeah.
Let's go to the Gotta Have It picks of the week. Dan, we'll start with you. Your matchup is the Panthers and the Saints. Who has to have it?
The Saints have to have it. The Saints are a joke. If you're a Saints fan, you should be rooting for them to lose at this point because the Saints have been kicking the can down the road for what feels like 5+ years now. Going back to the end of Breeze, to the transition to a new quarterback. They have, they're in cap hell. They're in cap hell every year. It feels like they're just trying to recapture something they had when they should hit the reset on everything. But they have to have it because the NFC South is still there. Like, they could still win the NFC South, which is crazy to say. And with all that, I'm going to take the Panthers plus 5.5.
Okay.
Again, I'm going to ride the Panthers plus 5.5.
They looked better last week.
They looked better last week. The Saints are 0-5 against the spread in the Dome this year, which is crazy. Like, that whole Saints hard place to play, it hasn't existed for the last
Is this a Jameis game?
It might be a Jameis
Throw the
game.
records out.
It might be a Jameis game.
Throw the records out.
Doesn't count when Jameis is
Olave,
there.
167.
But Jameis will give us one. He'll give us one.
3 touchdowns,
He'll
1
give us
interception.
one. Yeah. I don't love the pick. The Panthers are bad.
Yeah.
They are.
They
But
are.
the Saints shouldn't be 5.5.
I want to pick
favorites.
the Panthers.
Oh,
There's too much talent.
Kyle, are you about to sell? Are you about to sell
I know.
sell the Saints?
Hold on a second. I want to hear what you
No, I'm trying to hear you. I feel like this is like an I don't know moment for your boy. I'm trying to.
I'm going to go with the New Orleans Saints, and here's why. I got Jameis Winston, a guy that people have begged to see more of. This is all if Jameis Winston plays. Chris Olave, one of the best guys at going down the field 25. He leads the league in air target yards. He's got 1,600 air target yards, which is the most in the NFL, which means he's ran 1,600 yards and they try to throw it to him for that much. So Jameis Winston is a guy that's going to pull the trigger on that. And I think the Panthers, I don't know how they're going to hold up on the back end there. Obviously, the rush has to get home, and the Panthers can rush a little bit, but I think Jebo wins, is going to get after it. He's going to be throwing that thing all over the field.
you buying it?
Saints.
Okay.
I'm going Saints.
Olave, big game.
And Winston for sure is playing.
I mean, this is one of those if he is.
The Astra game.
He is. So Carr came out with a back, elbow, and a concussion last week.
Okay, yeah. It seems like a Jameis game.
Yeah.
Jameis
All right.
is in Saints.
Feels like
Carr's in Panthers.
The only thing I'll say also in favor of the Panthers, J.C. Horn, I think he came back last week. He's going to play more this week. He does change their defense. You saw it last year. When he came back, like they started playing some pretty competent ball. Obviously, different team, but he's a very good player, and so he's very important for their defense. I'm done. Panthers. I hate the Panthers so much.
Kyle, we had this conversation last
bad.
week on the show. Would you coach the Carolina Panthers?
I would.
Yeah?
I would, because I'd probably be fired immediately and I'd get all my money.
Yeah.
There you go.
Good job.
Dan said
Go
he
down
would
to
do it as
Myrtle
long
Beach.
as Dan said he would do it as long as he could keep podcasting.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just podcast after every game. Be like, man, I suck today.
Treat the press conference like a
go run a
podcast.
podcast.
Yeah.
Just don't leave the podium. Just stay up there for an hour every time.
Go for it on 4th down. I also have a new play that I've been kind of cooking up in my head. It's a fake punt. I don't know if it would work, but you fake a punt.
Get the guys to come up and then you put it over their heads.
No,
Run.
you snap to the punter. You have another punter next to the punter. You snap to the punter. The punter pretends that he's going to run. Then he pitches it back to the other punter. Then you punt. kind of
If that
fuck
gets
them up.
executed,
Kind of
that's-
fuck
that's
them up.
like a- that's
So you,
a-
Yeah.
you
Right.
lose a guy in coverage, but you gain some style points.
Yeah, they don't see that coming, the fake punt.
And if you can
Right,
pull
'cause
that off, that would be.
If two punters are out there, they're thinking, which one can throw it here? Hey, everybody, be ready for
Right.
a fake.
But it's actually just a real punt.
I love that.
Alert.
Yeah. Fake punt.
Okay, Will, your gotta have it matchup of the week are the Bucks and the Falcons. Who has to have it?
Falcons. Both teams have to have it, but this right here is for it all, in my opinion. The Buccaneers, Falcons. Falcons have a chance to pull away, go 8-6, and again build on that momentum, similar to as we were talking earlier about the Rams, on something to play for in December. Both teams like them, not the Panthers, but the Saints, Bucks, Falcons, they all feel like they're in that world of having something to play for. But this right here is a separation game with the Falcons and Buccaneers because we've said it's out of those two, and they're playing this weekend.
They all control their destiny, huh?
Yeah. I'm taking the Falcons as well. Falcons defense has been playing great. They've gone 24 straight drives without giving up a touchdown. Now, obviously, some of that was against the Jets, which doesn't really count as playing a real team. But I think the Bucs are just getting by on a lot of reputation with their defense because it has not been good and it's banged up. Your guy Levante David got hurt last week. I think they have a cluster injury in linebackers. I think the Falcons are just healthier and they have everything right in front of them. Like they're not winning. It doesn't look pretty, but they're winning some games. So I'll take the Falcons.
I think the Bucks could easily be 4-8, and the Falcons could easily be 9-3.
Ooh.
Okay.
So I look at this game and I think, got to have it for sure. The Atlanta Falcons, they've started to figure out their identity. They're getting the ball to Bijan a lot more. I love their guard, Lindstrom. He kicks people's asses.
Yep.
And Arthur Smith is a guy that understands if you've got advantages like that, take advantage of it. Give it to Bijan. Don't ask Desmond to do too much. And this team, the defense in particular, can carry you to some wins.
So across the board, Falcons.
Yeah.
Falcons.
Let's go.
Okay.
Let's go. Art.
Party.
All right, Kyle, your gotta have it matchup, the Jags and the Browns. Who has to have it?
So I placed a future on the Cleveland Browns. Like 4 weeks ago.
Joe Flacco.
And you know what? I'm not feeling too terrible about it. It's a gotta-have-it win for the Cleveland Browns. You're going against a team. There's blood in the water in Jacksonville with Trevor Lawrence banged up. We're not quite sure if he's going to come back or not. But the Cleveland Browns, you're a team that's built offensively and defensively on the line of scrimmage to win football games in the playoffs. You're constructed to be able to run the football and beat teams with play action. You've got guys on the defensive side of the ball who can get after the quarterback as well. But Myles Garrett, he's been banged up. Joe Flacco looked pretty good in his first start. He looked poised, confident.
Throw a great ball.
He does.
Throws a great
He
ball.
really does. And the thing that I wanted to look for in that first week was his poise in the pocket when there's color around him because, it's a lot different than practice, right? These guys can hit you. So he passed that test in my eyes, and I think Flacco takes another step this week. Got to have it. Cleveland Browns against the Jaguars.
Will?
I agree. I agree with him.
Oh, no.
It's a good speech.
Well, I was thinking I was going to let him do his whole thing and be like, Jaguars.
Nice.
But through all of that, I think you're right. You're built in December to play through the trenches.
And C.J.
also-
Beathard could be out there.
Yeah, and then also, even with Flacco, though, like he still throws a good ball, but as somebody who's came in late in the year, you have zero expectation. So the part of you is like, hey, this is the last one. Like, let's just go
Fuck
ahead and
it.
fucking, fuck it. Have fun with the boys in the locker room. And if you get an opportunity and you have an opportunity, like, just have fun. Like,
And there's
zero
nobody that's
expectation.
happier for him than the guys in that locker room.
Yes.
They're like, Joe Flacco's here now.
Yeah.
Look at that.
And once, as Joe has felt that he still got something, you're showing up each week knowing that, like, everyone's thinking we're pretty much out of it. Like, there's nothing to lose.
He's going to start growing the beard out
Yeah.
maybe a little bit,
Yeah.
Letting
Playoff
loose,
beard.
having fun.
Yeah.
Browns.
Cleveland's a great town. They want a winner. So
Yeah.
Joe Flacco, they got their winner.
Dan, you buying in?
It makes
Joe
me
Flacco?
nervous that we're all on the Browns. I have a question. I have two questions. Well, I have one injury question and one injury comment. So the Jaguars, Trevor Lawrence might play. Does that make him tough or does that make him a baby? Because he acted like his season was over.
He's tough. I mean, he's tough.
Tough. Because I thought he was never
Can they
going to
not
walk
afford
again.
a cart?
The way he said he wanted to walk.
That was a good Hollywood.
That's what I told my wife.
You think he
Hollywood
was faking it?
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't that bad.
It's kind of, you know what it's
Jerry.
like, and I hate.
I mean, Kenny walked off the field. He had the tightrope surgery. Walked right off the field. Did Lawrence is he having surgery?
No,
What
he
is-
might
what
play.
is it? What is-
It's
oh.
high ankle sprain.
Kyle
Hollywood
has so
joke.
many things
Might
he wants to
play.
say.
Okay, so either way, Trevor Lawrence, probably tough if he
Is
plays.
that the
Okay,
Is that the
was,
correct term?
You got to be
It
able
is,
to,
right? The rubber band.
You got to be
right?
able to walk off the field.
Okay.
He walked off the field.
Yeah, but I'm saying,
He looked like he would never.
right.
Ballet.
It was kind of like
Paul Pierce?
And again, not throwing you. You can't get in anybody's head. You don't know how much pain somebody's going through. But what was it? Hendrickson a few weeks ago?
We did see that in real time.
We saw that when the receiver fell into him, Hendrickson.
I thought he was done for the year.
During a
And
play,
the way he fell into, which, by the way, that's shitty luck, but you thought it was over.
Right.
I tweeted,
And he was
I
back
hate
out
to
there,
see that
didn't
for
miss a
anybody.
snap.
Like, this is
Yeah.
terrible.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
playing the next year.
And the next series, the next week, like
Crazy.
no loss of his step.
Yes,
Yeah.
roller coaster
A
motion.
sack
But-
in the first quarter.
This league.
Yeah.
The next game.
You even made that. You're like, hey, wasn't he just?
Yeah, that's what I said
wasn't
on
he
the
just
stream.
rolling around on
Yeah,
the
he was
ground
just
last week?
begging for his life on the field.
Watching you and Jerry try to process that, and you just dropped like a Paul Pierce while they're talking about
Yeah.
football. It was just
Yeah,
like the
it was.
epitome of this show.
It was the Paul Pierce.
Yeah, listen, if Trevor Lawrence plays, his ankle's obviously not 100%, and he has been able to beat people with his feet. Like when
Yes.
the Jags offenses look good, he's been able to scramble. The big thing, though, for this game to me is Christian Kirk injury. So he's out for the year.
Exploded
Smushed
balls.
his nuts. Yeah. Smushed his nuts. I know they said it was a groin injury. He smushed his nuts. I watched it happen. He smushed his nuts. Christian Kirk, though, Doug Peterson even said this week 2. Going back to week 2, he said Christian Kirk thrives against man defense. He is their man killer. Guess what the Browns do?
Yeah.
They run man defense. They're number 1 in the league in man defense. So I think that injury is actually more important.
Christian Kirk down a man.
For this game. Yeah, exactly. So I'm taking the Browns as well. And yeah, I even if Trevor plays, I think Trevor playing would actually make me like the Browns more because I don't think
Really?
I don't think he'd be 100%.
I couldn't hate the Jags anymore with their current situation.
But like if Trevor Lawrence plays and Myles Garrett, who is not 100%, and that defensive line says, "Hey, Trevor Lawrence is playing and he can't move in the pocket," like they're gonna tee off.
Yeah, the Christian Kirk thing's a good point because last week the Rams, they have man beaters with Puka and Cooper, and they obviously struggled against the Rams.
Right.
Since they
You've
don't
had
have-
labrum.
Right. They
Have
lit
you
him
had
up.
labrum? So you know the first couple weeks after your labrum, like you can't really use that arm. It
Right.
feels loose. It feels like there's space in there.
Somebody help you
But then week 3 and 4 and 5, it starts to be like, well, this is my new normal.
Right.
I think Myles Garrett returns to that here soon. If there's anybody physically, to have the predisposition to recover quickly, it's Myles Garrett.
Yeah.
I think he does continue to get after people.
All right, we like the Browns. We're all on the Browns.
All on the Browns.
I had to shore that up because you
Yeah.
said Myles. I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
I don't want to play him if he's got no arms. You know what I mean? Like, fuck
Yeah.
that guy.
Yeah.
Got it.
Scary
You saw he got
regardless.
that arm in them gray shorts the other week.
Yeah.
He's got a couple arms. Will.
Whew.
Your tweet about that was just like,
I'll just.
What do you say?
showing
Hey,
off.
buddy.
he's
Like,
just like, yo.
Hey,
yo.
I'm just saying, Kyle. You know, if somebody's standing up there like that, like you know exactly what is happening and what you're doing.
I don't know anything about that.
Oh yeah, me neither. But I'm saying, like you know somebody doing that.
Kyle
Yeah.
had a video like that, but it
Yeah.
went a little different.
yeah.
Yeah.
It was cold in the locker room.
Post game.
It was cold.
They were trying to cool us down.
It was cool.
We've covered.
You know that, the Commanders' locker room. It's like an ice box in there.
Yeah, I thought you were going to refer to the Kayce race.
Oh, yeah, that also. Yeah, he's also.
It was
that
cold
one.
up
So
there.
we're
That
all
was
there?
cold.
Yeah, we're all
Yeah.
there.
Hey,
Yeah.
come here. Give me some.
Locker room vibes over there. Let's get to the rapid fire games of the week presented by Body Armor. As always, Jersey Jerry is the water boy. Thank you, Jerry. Body Armor is the official water of Barstool Sports. You can get it all over the country. Of course, there's a store on Amazon, and it is available now. Get yours today. We'll start with the Colts and the Bengals. The Colts favored by 1.
Colts. They won a tough game last week at Tennessee. Yes, Tennessee's not very good, but Tennessee usually guts them out at home. I like the Colts. They have something to play for. Bengals, I think they're hoping that they can put games together and win the game with Browning. I'm going Colts.
Kyle, I know you're a big fan of Jake Browning.
I love me some Jake Brown.
Yeah.
I know. I
love me some Orlando Brown Jr., their left tackle. Did you see him hit his little dance in the end zone the other night?
Yeah,
And then he
it's a
said,
jackass. Yeah, I like that. I like
that
that.
team seems to be having a lot of fun.
And their season got saved.
Any team that's having fun, whose hero got killed, and then they bring in another hero, it's like,
Yeah.
we're in it, guys. This is a team of destiny. The Bengals,
Cold water.
I got the Bengals for sure. The Colts have been awesome. Shane Steichen's done great. Their defense has played awesome. But Bengals, I truly feel it. After seeing what our guy did in primetime the other night, it's hard not to pick.
You don't
him.
think
He
it's
was
just
good.
set up for massive
Letdown.
heartbreak.
Even if it's a massive letdown, thank you. Even if it's a massive letdown from where he was, he threw for 350 and like 4
was
touchdowns.
incredible.
Bro. So if he throws for 220 and a touchdown, and to get Joe Mixon in there,
Yeah. Robin can save the day every now and then, but can he actually watch over the city 24/7?
I'm with
Bengals.
I'm with Kyle. Yeah, I'm with Kyle on the Bengals. Jake Browning's a great test case of like how important weapons are. You know what I mean? Like we see young quarterbacks come into the league and struggle, like Bryce Young. Like yeah, you have to have guys around you because you plug in Jake Browning. Guess what? Jamar Chase is still one of the, if not best, receivers in the league. T. Higgins, all these guys.
He's
Tyler
the first
Boyd.
free agent off the board is T. Higgins
Right.
this season.
Right. So it's like when you plug someone in with those weapons, he can be pretty damn good. So I'm taking the Bengals.
And add to that, Big Cat, it's not too often you see these backup quarterbacks get a ton of reps in the preseason. Yeah, they're going to get reps, but with Joe Burrow out with the calf, Jake
getting all of
Browning
them.
got reps with the ones. So it was like Jamar and those guys working with Jake Browning. That's important to me.
Yeah. And the Colts, I think the Colts, I think Shane Steichen
No.
is my.
Change it.
Shane,
changing it?
no, don't change it. Shane Steichen is my coach of the year.
thought
I think
about
He's
it.
been incredible. But I mean, I watched that Titans game. The
Why can't I
Colts,
change it?
the Colts had 2 block punts. Like they were able to win the game not with traditional offense.
They got my man
defense.
Hawk fired in Tennessee.
It was crazy.
Why
I
can't
mean,
I
those
change my
were.
pick?
You can change it. Don't. But change it. But don't.
But don't. That would be really.
No.
Are you going
That'd
to
be
change
weird.
it?
Are you a sheep or are you a lion?
He wants to change it.
Oh, you're a sheep. Okay.
He wants to change it.
I kind of want to change it now.
I know you do.
Do you want to change it?
Go ahead.
No.
Go ahead.
The Bengals.
Final
Bengals.
answer. Everyone's on the
Sticking with my
Bengals.
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 Sticking
You
with-
know what? I'm betting on Robin this weekend.
Yeah.
Kyle, just please no crowning jokes on Twitter anymore.
I won't.
You will. Okay, the Lions and the Bears, the two of you down there, how are you feeling about your Chicago Bears?
You want to go first?
Yeah, I'll go
I'm gonna
first.
let you guys decide who wanted to go first.
I think they're going to win this game.
Yeah.
You think the Bears are going to win?
I think
Yeah.
the Bears are going to win this game.
Both of you do.
Yeah.
I do.
This is not you guys talking yourself into it.
No, let's
They had
talk
like a
facts.
3-possession lead with 6 minutes to go the last time they
Right.
played. They threw the game.
Let's talk facts. The Bears defense has been playing
Can't.
great ball. The Bears defense in the last month is number 1 against the run. What do the Lions want to do? They want to run. Jared Goff, very good friend of mine. Sometimes outdoors it hasn't gone as well. Remember 2018? I was actually on Waddle and Sylvie yesterday. I said that might be my last good Bears memory is Jared Goff and the Rams, who ended up going to the Super Bowl, came to Soldier Field in December.
Wore 'em out.
And the Bears just smushed them.
Your last good memory of the Bears is 2018.
Probably.
That's
Stick with us here.
I guess when we drafted Justin Fields, but yeah, that's probably, it was a great game. That was an awesome game. That was a game where I was like, this team can win the Super Bowl. And then on the other side, the Lions defense is struggling. And guess what the Lions defense also struggles with? Mobile quarterbacks. Justin Fields, in his last 3 games against the Lions, is averaging 127 yards on the ground. He's been dicing them up. I think the Bears can win this game. And so 3 is a gift.
So all that being said, and add to it the fact that Justin Fields has been disrespected the entire year, pretty much his entire career. And
Yeah, because now he's getting the questions from the media being like, hey, are you reading about how you're playing for your job and they're going to move on? Like, he is. He's playing for his job.
Any athlete is playing for their job. Any athlete is going out there to prove something. And Justin Fields, like you said, the last 4 times against Detroit, he's got over 100 yards, 120 yards. I mean, that's ridiculous. Add to that the fact their defense is playing good, but I really do like this Chicago Bears offensive line. I did some stuff this week with the guys from the local networks here, and we were watching film, and I just fall in love with this offensive line group more and more the more that I watch it. I love Tevin Jenkins.
Oh,
when he's on
him
the
being
field.
healthy, yeah.
Darnell
Huge.
Wright, a lot of people made a lot of gripes about not getting Jalen Carter, but you get a right tackle, and now you've got number 58 out there for the next 10 years mauling people. Watch him in the run. Go put the tape on. This team isn't just going to luck their way into wins. They're going to beat people for wins. They play defense. They got a quarterback who can throw and run exceptionally, and they've got an offensive line who can run the football.
And Jalen Johnson, the cornerback for the Bears, has been playing out of this world good. So, he can.
And
be
he
a
dropped
guy-
3 picks in the last
Yeah.
month.
He can. Now, all of this said, this is going to be a bad clip. We're talking like the Bears
This
are one
is-
of the
this
best.
is-
I know.
David
Will's is
Montgomery.
amazing.
David Montgomery
Will's-
scares the shit out of
Yeah,
me.
Will's been
revenge
like
game.
looking over at me for a while, like is
David
this for real?
Montgomery scares the shit out of
Yeah,
me. We don't have an answer.
I just had an out of body experience.
Got in the moment.
I had
You're in the moment.
I had an out of body
We don't have an
experience when I realized, like, if you drop
Say
someone,
all that. We've got an answer.
yeah, no, if you drop someone into week 14 and you just had no idea what was going on, and you
Yes.
listen to me and Kyle talk, it's like Bears
There's
lost.
I
Bears
was,
are the best team in the league.
I was just letting you guys cook.
was
I was like,
bad.
you're not
None of that is false, though.
Hey,
No,
guys,
it's not false, but it sounds
deep.
crazy.
You are too big to be yelling
You
like
guys
that.
got
It
deep.
sounds crazy.
It
but it's
sounds
real.
crazy.
The three of us were just sitting here like, hey, let him go. Let him go. Like,
I was
You
like,
guys got into another one of that.
let him cook.
Darnell Wright, Aiden Hutchinson. The game ended last time in Detroit with Aiden Hutchinson beating Darnell Wright on the outside and shoving Darnell with the ball on the ground. He kicked it out of the end zone. That's how the Lions won.
Yes.
So this is the rematch. If
You're just, like, laughing at them
If you're
now?
looking for real line versus line warfare, go watch number 58 versus Aiden Hutchinson. It's going to be a great matchup.
This is why I asked him off the top. I said, is this a heart pick or, a hope pick? They just gave you every reason.
That was amazing because
You want
it's like-
more? I have more.
No.
I have more. Frank Ragnow probably not playing. That's pretty important. The
Big.
center.
Frank Ragnow.
Big.
He's a bully.
And also, what's his name? Aleem McNeil. Their interior defensive lineman. He's also very important to that Lions defense that has been suspect. He's one of those guys that most people won't talk about, but if you ask a Lions fan, it's kind of like when the Bears defense was rolling and everyone would be like, who's the one guy you can't lose on the defense? People like Khalil Mack, all this stuff. It's like, no. It's Akeem Hicks. It's Akeem Hicks. That the defense is different when you got a big body in the middle who just sucks up space and just grinds
your
people
O-lineman the
down.
whole time.
They're missing that guy now.
Dude, remember
This
those
is bad.
Remember
We're
those-
talking ourselves into the Bears.
Hey,
mean-
remember those early 2000s Bears defenses with
Yeah.
Urlacher?
Yes.
The strip in Arizona?
Dude, Lovey taught them to take the ball away. And that's what they did.
The one in 18 was better.
Yeah, the peanut punch. I mean, Mike Brown, one of the best, his career got cut short because of injuries, but dude had back-to-back games where he had to walk off pick six. Think about that. It's crazy.
Well, I feel like you have to ride with him after
No,
what just happened.
that was amazing because
What just happened? I feel like you have
it was
to.
a couple husbands at a
was
holiday
way-
party.
that
They
was-
got away for a minute.
I'll
and they-
say it right now.
Hey, hang on.
I want to apologize to everyone. That was way too much time to talk about a 4-8.
No, but it was
way too
but
much.
the passion that was behind it was so good that
Yeah.
none of us wanted to interrupt.
And then
gonna
one
be
of them
bad.
would say something else that would kick them off, and
Yeah.
then it's just start
And another
body
thing.
language.
And the
And
two of
another
us,
thing.
yes.
Husbands are going to get
Another
the families
thing.
together in the
Yes.
future. It's the Lions.
Yes.
It's the Lions.
Okay.
Yeah.
It was always
Mistake.
Lions.
Making a
Yeah.
mistake.
Jerry, is it the Lions?
I trademarked that.
You know, I kind of like the Bears this week with the points. I really
Look,
do.
it's a
really do.
Again, yes, Justin Fields has
That-
had success with his legs against his team. Dan Campbell, you know that this is going to be just an emphasis on, hey, do not let him beat us with his legs because 80% of their plays are drawn up 5 yards or less because they do not believe in Justin Fields. I think that's an easy game to play for.
That hurt a little bit when you said that.
I'm just saying, you look it up, a lot of their plays, honestly, a
look it
lot
up.
of them are behind the line of
I'm gonna
scrimmage
look
throwing
it
the
up.
ball. Yes, look that up. Under 5 yards.
They got
Look
to
it
have
up.
their moment, though.
I know. I loved it.
That felt very good.
I mean, you could just say the Lions and just say Luke Getsy, and I'd be like, yeah, you're probably right.
That turns
His
our whole
offense,
argument
'cause,
on.
he's got to
No one
call a
wanted
good
to-
game, and that we have not seen that.
It's okay. They have hope over there, and that's important. Okay, the Texans and the Jets, Dan. The Jets are starting Zach Wilson. That is for sure happening.
Spark.
Are you buying into the Zach Wilson spark?
Spark.
Good. That was good.
I really want to take the Jets, trying to catch a falling knife, but I don't think I can do it. I know Tank Dell really does hurt the Texans, but I was actually the Texans game against the Broncos. Their offense wasn't what carried them. Their defense was phenomenal. Will Anderson is a stud. He probably is going to win Defensive Player of the Year, or Rookie of the Year. Him or Jalen Carter, and then Stingley with those 2 picks.
Huge.
Their defense is coming along where they can win them games. So I'm going to take the Texans, although I really want to take the Jets so bad.
Yeah,
it's such an ugly pick that
That's
you
what makes it attractive.
because everyone's going to look at it and be like, Texans. I mean, Jerry did his mortal lock as the Texans.
Advisors, yeah.
Yeah. It's such a sucker pick.
Texans play on a
It's like, why is it 3.5?
Texans play on a similar surface. This is a strange way to attack this argument.
Yeah, I like this.
The Texans play on a similar surface. It's not going to be entirely home field advantage for the Jets in that regard. You're not going to be going from grass to turf. Tank Dell's out, and that's awful, but Nico Collins has been the explosive option there as well, and Noah Brown, another guy who CJ's been relying on. We talked about Bobby Slowick on this show, the offensive coordinator for the Texans. Balance is definitely something that they want to maintain. Yeah, they can be explosive in the passing game, but this is a team that can run the football too. Devin Singletary has been awesome in Dameon Pierce's stead, and then even with Dameon Pierce back, they still prefer Devin Singletary. But to your point, it's that defense.
Yeah.
It's the defense that's kept this team in games. I've got the Texans. I just don't see the Jets scoring a bunch of points, man.
Will?
Agreed. I'm
Okay.
with the Texans. The best part about the Zach Wilson stuff, obviously, is everything that comes out on social throughout the week on it. Who's got the
refused.
sources? Like, hey, I'll come back if I can start, type of thing. Yeah, and I like the Texans winning the division, so I'm going Texans.
Okay, Kyle, Vikings at the
Game
Raiders.
pains me. I think
know.
it's going to be the Jets. It just pains me so much.
Switch.
You wanna
Vikings.
switch it? You wanna
I
switch it?
can't. I don't want to bet on the Jets. I don't want to bet on the Jets.
Vikings Raiders scares me because I want to pick the Vikings. Justin Jefferson's back.
He is back.
Josh Dobbs got all the interceptions out. He threw 4.
He tried to throw
It's a lot.
10.
Not only did he come crashing back down to Earth from outer space, but he went through planet Earth to China and out into the outer space again. So I think he goes 4 touchdowns, no interception
Oh,
against the Raiders. And I've got the Vikings. Justin Jefferson's going to have 2.
Dan.
I'm going to take the Raiders.
This will be fun.
I'm going Raiders too.
Do you have?
I like both teams. This is more of like.
This is an O'Connell game, bro.
Yeah, but
I'm worried about
I like
O'Connell versus the blitz because Brian Flores is going to blitz, and I don't know how that's going to go. I'm worried about that. But here's one thing that I do like about this matchup, Will. Josh Dobbs, really good with his feet against man coverage because everyone's downfield looking at the receiver. He's able to take off, extend a play. The Raiders play a lot of zone, and they keep everything in front of you. They make you go down the field methodically. I think that's where Josh Dobbs, struggles. Everyone's looking at the quarterback. It's not the same as when you have a cornerback going all the way down the field with Justin Jefferson, and then Josh Dobbs just rips off 20 yards around the corner. I'm going to take the Raiders.
I'm picking Raiders, and I love all those points. I just do not love the pick. I don't love.
No. This is a game you can't feel comfortable.
Because you get JJ
Yeah.
back. Like,
And he's good. He changes their entire offense.
I think the answer to that pressure that you're talking about is the shallow crosser with Justin Jefferson working across the field, like where you see Kelsey stop in those zone windows.
Yep.
Jefferson's got eyeballs like that too.
And Nate Tice wrote something up about how Justin Jefferson, when he's on the field, the Vikings can run the ball a lot better too because he's the defense has to play completely different.
Right.
So I just talked myself in the Vikings. I'm sticking with the Raiders.
I know.
Let's go.
Sticking with the Raiders.
Okay, Will, the Seahawks at the 49ers.
Niners. I love the Niners. They took the Eagles out to the woodshed last weekend. Called it.
Yeah.
I just don't think you can stop it. And I think Seattle, they had such an emotional loss against the Cowboys last week. And it's like one of those things to where they're trying to hang on. And I think they're in a different spot than in that division. The Rams are on a 3-game win streak. I feel like the Seahawks, they've lost some close games. They've lost tough games. And I feel like it's weighing on them. And they're at the 49ers, so I'm going 49ers.
So 10.5, Dan, you rolling with that?
Yeah, I'm taking the Niners as well. I think that a lot of people are going to say, oh, the Seahawks, 10.5. You got to take it. The Niners, that blip that they had where they lost those games without Trent Williams and Debo, it feels like years ago. They're back to what they do. And the problem with the Seahawks is they don't do well guarding the middle of the field, and they're not great at tackling. And who's the best at breaking down the middle of the field? It's the Kyle Shanahan offense. Christian McCaffrey in space, Ayuk, like all these guys, Debo, all these guys who run Kittle in the middle of the field. Like, it's just a matchup nightmare for the 49ers.
Yeah, and for
the Seahawks.
When you get December 2 and you feel like the pressure's leaning on you man, let's hope it goes right, and that's when you step on the field and then it doesn't go right in the first series, it kind of just snowballs like, man, maybe this isn't our year.
Right. Brock Purdy playing great. Yes.
San Francisco didn't score in the first quarter against Philly, but they're one of these teams that I trust to go out and score in the first quarter at a clip that nobody else can really match.
And they scored, 7 straight drives,
Yes.
I think, against Philly after that?
They're so effective. That's Shanahan making adjustments, bro. Usually coaches have to go in at halftime and say, what didn't work, what did work, what do you like, what did you see? Well, Shanahan gets all that shit at the end of the first drive. So I truly love the Niners. And I think that being at home for the Niners, you're going to be able to score early, and the Seahawks are going to have to be playing from behind. I think that defensive front, they're not going to have to pressure a lot, and they'll just be getting after Geno with those rushers. I got the Niners.
Dan, Broncos at Chargers.
I'm going Broncos here. The Chargers are a complete shell of themselves. So I was right last week on the Broncos kind of regression with their fumble luck and their turnover luck because you saw it in their wins, their 5-game win streak. They were getting a lot of bounces going their way. They didn't get it last week with the Texans, and Russ played bad. But the Chargers' offense is what the big problem is. They scored 6 points against the Patriots.
Game was
Keenan
so
Allen,
gross.
I was looking at it. So Eckler looks old. running the ball. They can't run the ball. Josh Palmer's been out. I think he's still got a little time to come back. I think they opened up his practice window. Since Josh Palmer's been out, the Chargers have failed to go over 250 yards passing in 4 out of the last 5 games. And Keenan Allen's everything they have. Keenan Allen's everything they have. Keenan Allen has 71 more receptions than the second highest reception guy on the Chargers. He's everything.
And Staley said he wished he could throw to him 15 more times. Did you hear that quote?
Yeah, it's crazy. I went and looked at it in the
Just
yardage.
shitting on everybody else in that room.
You're out of here.
Yeah, since Josh Palmer has been out, I think Keenan Allen has 46% of their passing yards, so he's everything. And I think you have Patrick Surtain. Like, I don't know if they're going to put Patrick Surtain on him and shadow him, but I think that he's the type of guy who wants that to happen, and he's up for the challenge. So I think they're going to be able to eliminate Keenan Allen, and it's more an indictment of the Chargers offense and what they have become, which is a shell of themselves, than it is, like, I'm not super bullish on the Broncos. I just think the Chargers offense is that bad.
Will?
No, I agree with everything Dan said. And also with the Broncos, like last week, a couple turnovers popped up, but it's still a tough loss at Houston. Houston's a good team, and they kind of piggyback on the coaching style of making in-game adjustments. Like that staff in Houston with Ryans and Slowick.
Yeah.
Like it comes from the same mold. Like they play a tough team. Yeah. I don't think that that's a bad loss for the Broncos. And they're kind of sitting in that pack where there's several teams that are like 6-6, kind of like, hey, the wild card could get a little spicy in the AFC. And the Broncos are in a good spot to do that. And I feel like they have momentum. They will have Surtain, will want the challenge. I don't think you just cover Keenan Allen or eliminate him, but who knows?
But they can if they want to.
They can if they, yeah.
Right.
They'll find ways to eliminate him on top of
On big
Surtain,
plays, yeah.
shadowing.
Yeah.
I like the Broncos. I like them to get interesting late in the year.
Kyle?
It's going to be a low-scoring game. I think Khalil Mack is one of 5 players in the National Football League history to have multiple sacks in 4 straight weeks.
Ooh. Yeah, he's like, what, 2 or 3 in sacks this
Like
year?
the fountain of
He's
youth.
first.
Guy.
At least
first.
Leads league in sacks, yeah.
It's unbelievable. Khalil Mack, I mean,
Not TJ.
if he can go and get an extra possession in a game where I think points are going to be at a premium. We saw 6 points in New England, and obviously
That was bullshit, by the way, because I was right. I should get credit for that. Think about it. I took a team getting 5.5 points, and they gave up 6 points and didn't cover.
that's wild.
That sucks.
It's impossible. That's impossible.
I think if Khalil Mack,
I should get a win.
I wish that would have sat for.
I know. I was going to let that
I was just
sit.
looking at the ones I lost.
Just
Like, how did
kinda
I
like
lose
sitting
this?
down,
Oh,
like,
yeah, they didn't
just
score.
letting him-
That was like a
Feel the
therapist office moment.
Impossible.
if Khalil Mack doesn't find a way to create an extra possession for the Chargers, I'm going to go with the Broncos. It is the Broncos plus 2.5?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to go with the Broncos.
Okay, so Broncos across the board. Monday Night Football. The Titans. You wanted me to start with you, Will? You got.
Oh, it's Dolphins. Like this is. Yeah, it's Dolphins.
Okay, Titans,
Dolphins to me
Dolphins.
are for real.
13 and a
I like
half.
the Dolphins.
You're-
I like them going deep in the playoffs.
13 and a
Against
half.
bad
I do
team.
too.
Yeah, and
Okay.
Titans are. They're like they're dying.
I figured you would say the Dolphins would win, but I didn't know if 13 and a half you thought was too many.
I'll take 14 and a half.
Yeah.
Ooh, I'll take 13 and a half.
Go ahead,
Okay.
Kyle. Finish it up.
I'm going to go with the Dolphins.
Wait, hang on. You said I'm going to take what?
15 and a half?
You say 15?
I'll take 15.
Yeah, okay, all right. I was going to say.
So we got 14 and a half, 13 and a half, and 15.
I hope the Dolphins
Jerry.
win by 14. That'd be great.
I like Will Levis in this game. I don't think they could win the game, but I think he keeps it close. He has a lot of heart.
I loved what he did to Hopkins.
Yeah.
Hopkins got mad at him, and then
Yeah.
Will Levis was like, nah, motherfucker,
Yeah.
that ain't how we going to roll
Yeah.
here.
I like Will, man.
that.
So you-
I think he throws a good ball. I think
Titans
he's
to cover.
I think it's like a 10-point game.
He's fearless.
Okay.
Yeah, but you can like Will. I agree with you. I think he's got a lot of heart, but it's like the minds you're going against with Miami versus the team that they have in Miami with all that firepower.
It's a lot of
I mean,
points.
Yeah,
Tyreek,
no.
Tyreek Hill, is he going to
the
win
Titans,
the MVP?
Yeah.
So many.
He'll
He
get
should.
2,000 yards, and he should win the MVP.
He should. There's never been a receiver to win the MVP.
Who's supposed to win MVP?
Yeah, Booger? Yeah.
Tyreek Hill?
Don't
Just
look
look
now.
more towards me. Look more. Yeah, you got it. You got it.
Don't look now.
That's when I got to.
Tyreek Hill
tell
should.
him,
I just pick my nose on when I'm. I don't care. Just pick your nose if you got to pick your nose.
I also
I
didn't.
picked my nose in the Uber, and I caught the guy catching me.
Who cares?
Did you say
Who
anything?
doesn't pick their
I
nose?
gave him one of these. I was
Wipe
like,
it on a seat.
you want one?
Everyone picks their
Gross.
nose.
The wiping it on the seat thing is
You
disgusting.
gotta pick your nose.
I'll never do that.
Yeah, it's a little rough.
You got to flick that thing out the window or just go straight
Did you
calories.
roll the window down and give it a little? Let him know that it was going to be
Was
all
it-
good. Picking your nose is the best. I'm just. You had it. You
doesn't.
had
This
it going.
time
I'm
of
like, I need to
year,
get my
I
when
like
it
this all
goes
the time,
from
yeah.
hot out to cold out and the heater's on in the house, you get dry, you get bugs, it's bad.
We're all parents here. Is there not anything more satisfying than getting like picking your baby's nose and
Good
knowing
bug.
like, good bug.
No, I'm like, I hate doing it.
Well, I don't want to like make him upset, but like when I know it's there and he needs to get it out and I successfully get it out, it's like the best feeling
Yes.
ever.
I'm the Dolphins as well. 13.
So we have 10 points, Titans at 10.
No, the Titans, yeah.
He likes Titans.
I like
He said he's
Titans,
gonna keep it.
I
yeah,
think it'll be-
Titans plus 10.
Like 13 and a half.
Oh, 13 and a half.
Yeah.
13 and a half.
Yeah, I think it'll be a 10.
14 and a half, 13
Dolphins
and a half,
minus
15. Okay.
Yeah.
A lot of numbers to keep track of here. A lot of numbers. Okay, so we'll finish with the Packers at the Giants. I know we talked about the Packers a little bit off the top of the show. Jordan Love, Dan, you said you think he might be a little bit of a problem.
He's good.
He's good.
Good.
So that's a problem for
It's
you.
a huge problem. He's really good.
So is A.J. Dillon.
He's really good. It's a problem. I've admitted it. And I don't like the Packers fans that are using the clip from Pardon My Take where I was saying how good he is. That was supposed to be for Bears, Vikings, and Lions fans only, so that's a legal taping of me. I've been like they made a TikTok of me, and I've just been trending on Packers Twitter. It's very
Just
hurtful.
glazing
It's
Jordan?
well, no, I was just saying it's unfair.
That he's good. That
Yeah, it's unfair that he's good.
Because you've also, I mean, us too, we were saying the Packers are bad, but you know,
Yeah.
you really shoved the knife in a couple times.
They're
He
good.
does, they look good.
Here's the thing,
hate
though.
I hate it as a Bears fan, but I love it as an athlete who understands what Jordan Love's been going through. And the people.
Ah, fuck what he's going through.
I mean, I'll tell you what. I work with I work with a number of
going.
people who have things to say that I don't necessarily.
Oh yeah, Adam Shine.
that I
did
don't
go after
necessarily
Jordan
think are
Love.
fair. And
Yeah.
I give Adam a hard time about it. And he apologized for it. He said, look, Jordan Love's playing great. But at the end of the day, a guy like Jordan Love to come into Green Bay, like that hallowed ground with all those great quarterbacks that come before him, and to put his best foot forward like he has, it's impressive. It's impressive. Matt LaFleur's a great coach. And the Packers, they scare me, bro.
Yeah.
I got the Packers here.
It's
Easy.
not even
Packers minus
too
6.5.
with like what the media says and everything else. Like even in the building, like when you have that first half of the year, and then you beat like a Rams team without Stafford, and you put one game together, you're still going in the building like, I know
Is
the
it
coaches
real?
are fired up, but is this real?
Yeah.
And then you put two together, then you put another one together. It's like that optimism, that buy-in that they're getting now because he is just back there and he's slinging it, bro.
And against the
Comfortable.
Chiefs, when Patrick's on the field, they show Jordan on the sideline in his trench coat, and his mannerisms were a lot like Patrick Mahomes.
Crazy. Come on.
We
said he's good. We said he's
His
good.
mannerisms
Okay.
on the sideline while waiting for the other team to finish their drive reminded me of a locked-in focus like Jalen Hurts, like Patrick Mahomes. The guy just doesn't seem to be fazed by a lot because he's been through the ringer emotionally.
Had answered, he would come out and answer.
Yes.
Yeah,
This
man, I'm
is
telling you
too
that.
much.
The play action, the comfort in
It's
the
real.
pocket.
That's how I feel.
And the way LaFleur is being creative on getting some of these run game to
He's
the
good.
edge.
Just leave it in.
It opens up the play action pass.
He's good. He's good.
You're hurting Dan as you're.
I'm going to take the Giants in this game. Tommy DeVito.
Jerry's got
Spite
Tommy
pick,
DeVito.
Spite pick. I had the Packers last week. They won outright. I'm spite picking this.
You don't feel good about it.
No. Hell no.
You didn't like all the love that you were just throwing to.
Hell no.
Yeah, but you
Packers.
gotta acknowledge
but
that.
you know what's happening right now? What you guys are doing, you're just glazing Jordan Love. He's got to hear that. They think they're good now. They don't have to worry about the Giants.
My
The Giants
therapist
stink.
said I should do this.
Little set down, little let down.
Flowers. What Jerry say?
Jerry's.
Yeah, that's what you guys are doing. Jordan Love right now.
That's a short stroke over there.
Let's go back to talking about the 4-8 Bears for 20 minutes.
Where else can you get this on a show?
yeah.
Where else? So,
Nowhere else. But he's right.
Are
I'll top him up.
you gonna take the Giants or the?
No, I'm going Packers.
Or Packers,
6.5.
yeah. Okay. Jerry, are you gonna take your guy?
I'm going to take Love. Jordan Love.
Okay.
I am.
So after you're making
by
fun
the
of
way,
them for
I
glazing,
will.
you're gonna
I'll take
glaze
it. He's
too.
been
And I meant
great.
verbally. Not
Oh, also Packers fans, I have an out of 5 Jordan Love rookie, National Treasures. Hit my DM.
Okay.
It's a big card.
Just throw that little ad in there.
Yeah.
Just slide in Jerry's DMs. Okay, time for 3 bad opinions. Dan, what's your bad opinion?
Okay, I tried it. I did it last week. I was right. Niners blew out the Eagles. I'm going to try it again. I think the Bills are going to beat the Chiefs by over 10 points. Wow. I think the Bills.
That'll bode well for us, though.
If you're looking for a future, if the Bills, like I said, if the Bills get in the dance, watch out.
Got to get
Watch
the
out.
future now, though. You
Now,
can't get
I
it
think
after
it's like
this
35
game.
to 1. Yeah,
Yeah,
if you
you-
like them, if you think they can win
Yeah.
this game, bet the future now because
Yeah.
you'll get value out of it.
Yeah.
'Cause
So
if
before
they-
Sunday.
If they win this game, they'll go from 35 to 1 to 20 to 1.
Okay, Will, do you have a bad opinion?
pass.
Pat. Okay, Kyle, do
Do you think the Bills can blow out the Chiefs?
Pass.
Yeah, no, I do.
They all kind of like shook their head, yeah.
Okay.
Blow out the Chiefs?
That's
You
what I
said
said.
all.
hang
It's
on.
a bad
It's a
opinion.
You
It's a
said
bad
all shook our
opinion.
heads.
Oh, you
It's a
didn't.
bad opinion.
I thought you
I gotta wait and see.
It's a bad opinion.
You gotta wait
for
and
a
see
reason.
after the game.
I don't think they get blown out.
Okay.
I don't think they get.
So you think
I
it's a
don't
bad
think they
opinion?
get boat raced.
Yeah, it's a bad opinion. But man, if I went 2 for 2 in my last 2 bad opinions.
My bad opinion is that they should have a MVP for quarterbacks.
Yes.
And they should have a non-quarterback
No, that's a good
MVP.
opinion.
I like that opinion.
That's a
at
great
the,
opinion.
At the top of the list for me, it's Tyreek Hill.
Yep.
And the other guys shortly after, it's Christian McCaffrey, it's Trent Williams. And I even think you potentially.
It's a great opinion.
Yeah, those are
it's a great opinion.
Well, the other ones were so bad.
Yeah.
I had to make this one.
Yeah, no, that's a great opinion. You're right though. Tyreek, like the fact that
Maybe a coach could be in the running for a quarterback MVP.
a wide receiver's never won the MVP. It's crazy. Like Cooper Kupp had the Triple Crown 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Like Tyreek Hill, and I know Tua is playing great ball, but Tyreek Hill is a one-of-one guy right now. Truly.
Calvin Johnson got 1,964 yards in
Yeah.
16 games. Tyreek Hill's
He's going to beat that, yeah.
I think that's the best opinion we've had throughout 14
great
weeks of
opinion.
bad
There
opinions.
you go. I've done the worst and the best.
Yes.
Good.
Hey,
Great
you know what? Just covering the entire spectrum. All right. Well, do you have one or you want to pass?
Let's say I'm going to say it's going to be a high-scoring game with the Texans Jets. Zach Wilson
What?
shows up, has 2 touchdowns
Oh,
and an
my
interception. But I'm saying
God.
he shows up, he plays well enough for when people talk about it.
That's a bad opinion.
But the Texans obviously
That's
still
a
win.
very bad
Still win
opinion.
the game. Let's say it's like 34-24.
What?
34-24.
You're crazy,
That's
dude.
crazy.
You're crazy. I
Okay.
like you, but you're crazy.
He took what Kyle gave such a great opinion. He had to go the opposite way.
Hey, Tom, can we, or Jake, can we change the photo in the bottom left?
You don't like that photo?
No, not really.
Why?
Just I don't, we got the red hat #1. We don't sell those anymore, so we got rid of them for a reason.
I mean, it's better than the shirt you're wearing now.
Yeah. It's showing me right now, and now I'm even more uncomfortable. Like I'm white, I'm red.
These lights. I'm trying to tell you.
You
TV
look
lights
like
are-
a car salesman that's like dressing up as fancy as you can for a golf outing.
What?
Dress up as fancy because I'm trying to sell something.
I just.
What do you got on the lot? Toyota.
Yeah,
What?
yeah.
Got a
And you get a
blacked out
little
Toyota.
too handsy with the cart girls, and we're like, "Hey, chill out there, buddy." That
Like
shirt
around,
doesn't
like-
look that nice.
Around like the 10th or 11th hole,
Yeah.
he's starting to really feel himself.
Yeah.
That's Will.
Yeah.
Survivor pool picks. You guys are still alive. You and Jerry, Dan
crushing
and Jerry are crushing it. We're going into week 14. So Jerry, I ask you every week. Do
Yes.
you want Dan to go first or you
Dan
want
can
to
go
first?
first.
No, you
Okay.
can go first.
No, I went first last week again.
Did
Come on,
you?
Stop doing that to me.
Okay, there's
So
not
Dan-
a lot of teams left.
So Dan, you cannot take Seattle, Detroit, Cleveland, Chicago, Jacksonville, Dallas, or Miami.
I will take the San Francisco 49ers.
Oh
Okay.
my God! Wow.
This is no spreads. Just
No spreads. It's Survivor.
Yeah, this is just surviving.
Surviving.
The first.
They're
they
still
say
rolling.
survivor like I'm.
Yeah.
Lone survivor, right?
I'm learning.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Just
What was?
whack 'em.
Yeah, what was?
Schwack 'em.
Whack 'em.
Whack 'em.
Whack 'em. Okay, so Jerry,
Oh man.
you know the teams you can't take?
Yeah, I'm looking at them right now.
Okay.
Man.
The fact
I
that you
have-
took the Giants and the Broncos in week 7.
Yeah, it's
is-
impressive.
I know, but it's just like just eliminating an extra team.
You know what?
What?
I will take the Green Bay Packers.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll take the Packers. What was that, Monday night?
Yeah.
I'll take the Packers.
After talking about all that,
DeVito?
Primetime DeVito, bro.
You going against your fellow Paisan?
you're done with Tommy DeVito now?
I mean Jordan Love.
Never make a bet
Packers are
against a
playing good.
Sicilian.
You going against the family?
I mean, they're my only option really I could take right now.
It's a good pick.
Yeah, I mean,
It's a good pick.
I'm gonna take them. Yeah.
Going against
Okay.
Dan, who'd you pick? The Niners?
Oh,
How do you have all good teams left?
Because I took the
Bad team.
Bears. I took the.
Yeah, but I took bad teams too. I took Giants, Denver.
You have the Niners as well.
Do I really?
But that
Yes.
would be a lame move.
You do have the Niners.
That'd be a very lame
That would
move.
be
and I already
That would be
saw
like-
him write it down.
I don't want to do that.
yeah.
No,
Stick with
you're,
my pick.
you're sticking
No,
with
Green Bay's a good
Bay.
pick.
Yeah, Green Bay.
You're with
Yeah, I'll
Green
take
Bay.
Green Bay.
Okay. We're still just waiting. You're still just waiting to give $1,000.
Green Bay's a
to
great
somebody.
pick because Jordan Love's a great player.
Yeah.
Say it, Big Cat.
No, I said he was a good player. What the fuck? I
just
said
didn't-
I said it's not fair. They went from Favre to Rodgers to Love.
He's
it's
trending to the great.
bullshit. It's bullshit.
He said they were good. He was good, and then you guys took it like so over the top that he
And I've already
couldn't handle
admitted it.
anymore.
It's like I don't
And
want
then
to
Jerry
say it.
glucked him up.
Yeah, he
Jerry
did.
glucking him
Gluck,
up.
gluck.
It's the same as I would
5,000.
do with Rodgers. I'd say all types of shit about Rodgers, and then I'd be like, but he's a really good player. That's all you got to say. If you say he's a really good player, then you can say everything else on top of it. fucking hate him. Want him to go to jail. Piece of shit.
Yeah, you guys did it so far that Jerry's like just making like blowjob noises behind us.
Yeah.
You know, that's what a program. What a
Like-
family-friendly
That was fun.
program. Anything else, guys?
No, great show.
Great show.
I'll be back for Wild Card Weekend.
Ooh,
Yeah.
okay.
Big one.
All right.
Go Bears.
Go. Yeah, we have to. I feel like I have
Bears
to
will
for the
be in
Bears.
Wild Card Weekend.
After the
Listen,
way
We'll be
that-
there. We'll be there.
We'll be there. We'll see you there.
After the way you guys talked, everybody's rooting for.
No,
the
that's gonna be a bad clip if the Lions kill the Bears.
Get your laughs in now, America.
No, it's gonna be
That'll be
bad.
fun.
It's gonna be bad. It's gonna be bad.
All right. Have
Talk to you about it.
a great NFL weekend. We'll see you next week.